Okay, guys. So, welcome to Avoid TV broadcast. I'm so sorry. As y'all can see, I've been struggling with this thing, but I wanted to show you guys the tutorials today on how to apply for the Greek lottery. Sorry, when I'm looking here, I'm just looking at my phone just real quick. But guys, if you just join in the live stream, please click the thumbs up so that I know that you are there. I know there's like a slight delay, but I will definitely see you when you post something. Today I'm going to go through the tutorials on how to apply for the Greek lottery. Many of you guys have been running into problems and you ask me like, how do I do this? How can I get it done? So guys, this is my way of coming on here so that I will show you guys how to fill the application. Just a moment, I'm trying to okay, yeah. So please, when you're here, like I said, click the thumbs up button so that I know that you are here. But guys, I'm not going to talk too much. I'll go straight to the tutorials. But if you're now joining in, then welcome to Avoid TV live stream. As you can see today, the video looks different. I'm using different things to do stuff. And y'all know with time, I'll get better. All right. So I'm going to go straight to the application because that is the most important thing for you right now. That is the reason why you join this live stream. So guys, I'm not sure if I'll be able to see questions and answer questions. I don't think I'll be able to answer questions. We'll be able to do that in another maybe another video. But today I'm just going to go through the tutorials and I won't be able to answer any questions, all right? So just give me a moment so that I can go straight to the application, all right? So that is the application, and let me see so that maybe y'all can see a little bit of me whilst this is going on. Just give me a moment, okay? All right. So yeah, I think that is better. All right. So you will be able to see me in the tiny window, and then I'll go through the tutorials. If you have questions, maybe later, but today is just going to be straight to the application process. When you come to the State Department website for the DV lottery process, you type dvprogram.state.gov. That is the official website to apply for the Greek card. All right. Any other website that's at dvlottery.com, dvlottery.us, those are not the correct website. This is the only correct website. When you come here, some people will say, you said we should come to this side, but what is here? You have to scroll down, okay? Scroll down. That's why last time I talked to you guys that walk around on this website. When I say walk around, you know what I mean. Use your mouse, your fingers, your pointers to move around and see things. All right. So you click on begin entry. It is the only green, but you can see all these blue ones. This is the only green one. So you click on begin entry. Okay. So this has opened, and then it takes us straight to the authentication code. Authentication code, guys. As I said in my previous videos, the authentication code is random. So you don't decide which authentication code that you're going to use. When you go to the website, you see a different authentication code. So here, what I'm seeing is X5AKY. So let's say that you cannot see it well. If you cannot see it well, delete it and click on this. You see these arrows that are going around it. It will change it and give you a different one. So if there's one that you can see, just click on that one and it will give you a different one. And then you click submit. All right. So now, when you get to this page, bless you. when you come to the part one, the part one is all about the principal applicant. When you guys hear me say principal applicant, the part one, that is the main person, is like the head, and then the family, like the derivatives, are the branches. Okay, the principal applicant is the head, the derivatives are the branches, the hands. All right. So the principal applicant, let's say I'm the principal applicant in this application process. So I'm going to put my last name or family name. So my last name, Ifa. It doesn't matter whether you put capital letters or small letters. It doesn't matter. But one thing that you need to be careful, especially those of you from Francophone country or countries that speak like Portuguese, like Angolans and Mozambicans, people from countries that you have different unique letters. Like there will be some accent on the letters, like maybe E, there's like this sign on top of it, making the pronunciation different. Please, when you're filling this application, avoid those accents. If your name has like E with an accent on top of it, take the accent off and put E. We just need regular English alphabets, okay? So now I'm going to put my name, and I'm going to say that I don't have a middle name, okay? Now I'll put my gender, and now I'm going to go to my date of birth. It says month, day, and day, okay? So I'm going to put 09 for September. I made a list in the Facebook groups. So if you're not sure, January is 01, February is 02, March is 03, and then April 04, May 05, June 06, July 07, August 08, September 09, October is 10, November is 11, December is 12. So when you're putting this, just be mindful of that. If the day is a single digit, then you add the 0. So if it's 1st January, then you put, for the day, you put 01. So there'll be 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. When you get to 10, you don't need to put any 0 in front. All right. And then I'll put my year of birth here. Okay. I'm going to go with 1996. Please know that most of the information I'm typing here, I'm making it up. I'm not eligible to apply. American citizens are not eligible to apply. So I'm just doing this fake to show you guys, okay? Here they're asking number 4, where were you born? And I think some people struggle with when they say city. Like somebody was saying, but I wasn't born in a city. I perfectly understand what you're saying. In Africa, when we say city, we are talking about a big town, like big city. This is not what they are referring to. They are referring to the town that you were born, whether it was a village, it was a hamlet, it was a cottage, that area, that location where other people live. What is the name of that place? What is the name of the village? What is the name of the town? What is the name of the city? Okay? Me, I'm going to go with Accra. If, say, I come from Domiabra, I hope that's the spelling. I put Domiabra. I don't put Domiabra, Kumasi, Domiabra, because there might be other Domiabra in different places. No, just put the town's name. That's it. No need to add the district, because here they tell you, do not enter district, county, state, province, just the birth city. So don't add it. But for other applicants, or for some people who may not know their birth city, like let's say you are an orphan who was dropped off at maybe a charity place or church or a hospital, and nobody knows where you were born, that because that information was not added to you. Then you can choose birth city unknown because you don't know. Please, that part is very important. If it is unknown, don't go and create one for yourself. All right, people will understand. They will not use your birth city to they will not say people from major cities should be the only one to get the visa. They will not do that. So make sure you are truthful. The next part is that the country where you were born, you select that country. All right. So if you were a refugee and you were born in, say, you were a refugee, you were born in another country, you have to put that information because you were registered to be born in that country. All right. I know sometimes people confuse that with like my hometown, because of how our system is. Our hometowns, when you ask people where is your hometown, some people are like, oh, we come from our father's side, I come from my mother's side. No, they are asking for where you were born. It has nothing to do with your hometown. Okay, where you call hometown. Okay. So now we get to the passport part. Okay, I've talked about why you need a passport and all that. So here too, I'm going to type my name as it is shown in the passport. So your passport, most of you guys will have surname. Surname, you put the name there. If they are forename like Ifa boy or Ifa big or Ifa biggie, smally. If that is, you have all these names for your surname, you have to type them and space them like that, okay? But if it's one name, just put your one name and go about your day, okay? The next part is that your first name. In your passport, there's a part that says given name or names. If you have one of them, you put that one. If you have two of them, you put the two. So let's say I have a Kia in there as given name. I shouldn't go and make it a middle name, okay? Don't do that, because your area, they don't treat it as a middle name, so don't go and create middle name for you, okay? Unless it is stated, because now we are dealing with the passport, so what is shown in your passport, that is how you're going to put it here. But if you're somebody, you have a single name, all right? You have a single name, there's no last name, it's just one name. Then you have to put that name at the last name column, because you cannot leave the last name column empty on this application. So if your name is one, then it has to go to the last name column. But see, if I didn't have any other name, you can click no first name, you can click no middle name. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. For me, I have put this there. Now they're asking for your passport number, okay? I made up a passport number. Just give me a moment to, I should have written, I wrote all of these things down, but give me a moment to get the passport number, and I'm going to make up a passport number, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm using enough numbers, okay? So the passport number I'm going to use is G, Ghanaian passport. So G2 G 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. All right. Oh, I skipped 5. Sorry, guys. I'm making this up. This is not correct. Yes. So this is my passport number. Like I said, I'm making it up. Okay. So they say expiration date. I was like, okay, mostly. And then I'm going to say it will expire September 2nd, 2034. Okay. They ask you what country gave you that passport. When you look at the back of your passport, here it will tell you the country that issued the passport. So me, I'm going to go to Ghana. All right. I'm filling it as a Ghanaian. We've talked about the exemptions and all that in other videos, so I'm not going to spend so much time on that. I just want to go through the application process, and then so now we are to the part where we need to bring our photo. I've cropped a photo that I took, so I'm going to upload that photo. So you see, this is a photo that I've cropped and I've brought it here, so it should be the correct size. I've talked about the address, and I will today share the video that I talked about the address in depth. Okay, so I'm going to go. I don't have a post office address. I will use my church. All right, I'll use my church. So now I'm going to go to Assemblies of God. All right, Some of us, we don't have a post office box because it's too expensive. Assemblies of God Church. If you are not using a church post office address, if you are using another human being, you can do like, let's say me, I have my post office box. It's my name that is registered there. So when you're doing in care of, then you use me. But if you are the person who owns the box, you don't need to put, you leave the in care of, you leave a blank, leave that part blank if it is you who owns it. All right, or if you're going to use your house address, then you leave the part A, 9A, you leave that blank, don't put anything there. Okay, but for me, I don't have a post office box, I want to use my church, so in care of Assemblies of God Church. All right, and then I'm going to give the address P.O. Make sure it's a place that they know you. You go and use Assemblies of God, nobody knows that you've been coming to church. So the part C, you leave it blank. In my situation, if this is how your address is like, but let's say you are using a house address or a business address and the suite number, then you might use the part C, 9C. You might use the 9C, but I'm going to skip the C because there's nothing there for me to. It's just, and they said at time I would say, you know what, is going to be which one? Where should I pick? I'm going to pick Sunyai. And they ask you the state or the province, the district. How do we call that place? We call that Bono region. It will go. So that means if they send a letter to me right now, it will come. They ask for postal code. Please, they are not talking about this post office address, post office box number. That is not the postal code. But in Ghana, we don't use the postal code or zip code, so you click no. All right? Some of you get confused with the postal code. Know that in some countries, they call it postal code. And in some other places, they call it zip code. All right? So, whichever the word is in your country, that is what you. So, let's say you are from Kenya and Kenyans have zip code. You don't have to sit there and worry about postal code. In Ghana, we don't use any of those. So, you check no postal code. They will not deny you visa because of that. All right, that is not your job. It's not your job to give your country a postal code or zip code. And now they are going to ask where you live today. So where you live, they are talking about country. Please make sure that where you live today and the country that you were born in, don't make mistakes there, because if you make mistakes there, it is automatic disqualification, guys. Automatic disqualification. So where you live today, don't go and put another country if you don't really live there. Where you come from, don't make a mistake and go and put another country when that is not where you come from. You were not born there. Let me make that correction. Excuse me. Where you were born, pick that country, pick the correct country. Some of you, sometimes some people are like, yeah, I'm going to pick another country because that place is faster. Please, that is not how you do it. Pick where you were born, okay? So that is the same thing that I tell you guys, that when somebody says, oh, I'm going to let my uncle in America to apply for me. You see, where you were born, that will determine the group that they will add you to. So even if you let your uncle in America apply for you, you are not going to get selected because your uncle applied for you in America, because you are still from your country. They will add you to the people in your country who applied, okay? All right. So now we're going to the next part. They're asking for phone number. It's optional, but I'll say that all the optional. If you have a phone number, everybody has a phone number. Put your phone number there. So 023 so +33, that is the country code of Ghana. Whatever your country is, you know your country code. Add that. If you're on WhatsApp, you know that. So I'm going to put the number there. and let's say I'm making up the number again. Okay, just give me a second because now I have to think about it. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Nope. All right, so let's say that's the phone number. I don't even have to space it. I can just put it all together. All right, I just made up that phone number. It's not a good phone number. So now the email address, I'm going to put wafoitv@gmail.com. Don't go and borrow email address. Email address, this is not something you should borrow. Please. It is free to get email address. I'll make another video and talk very much about that. So guys, those of you who want to wait, that's okay. It's good for you to get all the information that you need and understand everything before you apply than to quickly rush and go and apply, and then you mess things up, and then now you're like, will I be okay with this? You've done your mistake. So here they ask, what is the highest level of education you have achieved as of today? If you are in a university at the moment doing your first degree, you haven't graduated, you have to pick some university courses, okay? If you are doing your master's degree, you haven't finished, you pick some graduate level courses, because until you graduate, you only took master's program classes. That's it. If you're doing your PhD, you haven't finished, so you are not a PhD person. You will pick some doctorate level courses. So guys, since I have my bachelor's degree, I will just say bachelor's degree. If you are a high school graduate, you only finish secondary school and you have your certificate, you will pick high school degree, okay? Don't let the degree thing confuse you, okay? It's just, degree is just the diploma, all right? It's the certificate. So if you only finish high school, you pick high school degree. If you didn't finish high school, you pick high school, no degree. If you are only a primary school leaver, you put primary school only, okay? All right. And then here they ask you, what is your marital status? All right. Your current marital status. I've explained this so many times, so I'm not going to go into so much details, because if you don't understand this part, please go and watch the other videos and you will understand, all right? Because I put a lot of time into that to make sure that it's very clear so that you guys can get it. But let me all right, so guys, if you are watching the live video, I may not be able to answer any questions, okay? All right, so but if you're new about all of this, then guys, you need to watch more of my videos. Subscribe whilst you are here. If this is your first time you are landing on this page, please subscribe, okay? They don't charge you money. You will learn a whole lot. You will benefit a lot from just subscribing, because every time I make a video, the video will show up on your phone. It will give you notification. If you have a YouTube app on your phone, it will give you notification that, oh, there's a new video there. If you like, you come and watch it. If you like, if you don't want to watch it, that's okay. But the thing is that if you don't subscribe, mostly sometimes you watch a video and you're like, oh, I will come back and watch more, and you never come back because you have forgotten. But if you subscribe, the notification will be the reminder that you need, okay? So do that whilst you are on my page right now. So here they ask you, unmarried. Unmarried means that you are, what does unmarried mean? Unmarried means not married. Unmarried, not married. If you are engaged, you are not married. You know, like, if you are confused, guys, then it's because that you are trying to do something you shouldn't be doing. There shouldn't be any confusion there. If somebody were to ask you, are you married? You should know the answer. If you're confused, that means you are not married. Anybody who is married, when they ask you, are you married, you know that you are married. If you are confused about it, that means you are not married, okay? If you have to think about it, then you're not married. Okay, because there's a whole process that nobody wakes up the next day, it's like, hey, I'm married, I didn't even know. No, there's a whole process that marriage entails. So you shouldn't be confused about your marital status. It's either you're married or not. But it's the other part, like people who are divorced. And your country has a whole process about how to get divorced and all that. I've made a video. Go and watch that if you're almost divorced. Like people who have just out of anger have moved to go and live in different places, and they think that they are divorced. Please go and watch my other video, because your country laws may be different from what your feelings are. So let me select. I'm going to select that. And the married, there are two options. Said, I'm married, my spouse is not a U.S. citizen or a U.S. lawful permanent resident. So let's say you are married and your wife or your husband is also a Ghanaian like you, is also a Kenyan like you, or Ugandan like you, never been to America, or even if they're in America, they don't have green card. They are not American citizen. So then you pick that one. But if you're married to someone who is American citizen and they have probably applied for you but it's not coming through, or you are married to someone who has a green card, then you pick the second one, which is the married and my spouse is a US citizen or US lawful permanent resident. Please understand the or. When it says or, that means that is this one is true or that one is true. If this one is true, then you pick yes. If this one is true, then you still pick yes. So understand what or means. So I'm going to pick that I'm married. I'm married to a Ghanaian, not a who is not a U.S. citizen and doesn't have a green card. So I'm going to check that. They ask you how many children do you have, all right? Now, the way I'm taking so much time with this, I hope this website doesn't crash. If it crashes, we have to do it all over again, and some of you have been experiencing this. So when this happens, don't be surprised. When you click continue and the website crashes, don't be surprised. It's normal. It happens all the time, because no, there are millions of people on this website, and it's not going to go well for you all the time. See, now when I did it, this website has crashed. So guess what? What do? We are going to start the application again. No. All right? So let's do it. Now I'm going to go through it faster, because when you go through it faster, it's you avoid it crashing. All right? So since I've explained all of this part, I'm not going to slow down here. Okay, guys? All right. So I've already explained this part, so I'm going to go through Adum Chrome. All right. If it's together too, I'm going to put it together. I'm just creating, things, different opportunities for people who may have different scenarios to understand. All right. So guys, like I said, I've explained all of this, so I'm going to go through it faster. So yeah, let's say my passport will expire 2023. Yeah, because I can still use it even if my passport will expire in 2022. Hey, don't make a mistake and pick the wrong country. All right, especially when it comes to where you come from. I've already talked about that. So if you're now joining in, then you can go back and watch everything that I've talked about here. Okay. So I was like Assemblies of God Church. Oops. All right. I went way too fast. All right, the town, I'm going to go with Sinyani. Province. Guys, I'm trying to do this fast so that see if the website will not crash for us. But if it crashes, then you do it again or you try again on another time. All right. Um. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One. Oops. Oh man, resume entry. Yeah, I push some button that. Yeah. So now I have to pick my picture again because of that. I push a button that I shouldn't have on my keyboard. That's why it took me back. But I'm going to put my phone numbers here. I was trying to correct this. All right, and email address. When you put in your email address, especially when you're filling on your phone, guys, make sure that there's no space in front of your email address. Those white spaces, they call them white spaces. You don't see them, but they are there. So be very careful. So when you have put in the correct email address, your correct name, and the system is not getting it, it's possible that you have white spaces. Yay! See, now we're on part 2. Okay, now I said I have a husband, so let's say I'll go with Nemo. All right, Kofi Nemo doesn't have a middle name. His date of birth is January 1st, January 2nd, I guess. Okay, 1987. All right, and gender, it doesn't matter. Whether you are, so long as it is the relationship is recognized in your country, America doesn't care. Well, it's it's a little tricky. Like I'm talking about same-sex marriages. If it's recognized in your country, then America is okay with it. But if you go and marry like a very young girl, like underage, like then I don't have a picture for a husband, so that's why I'm going to use my own picture again. You shouldn't do that. Use your actual husband's photo. So my daughter's name, we are going to go to Nemo Abigail. You see how the spelling, I'm using different, sometimes I use capital letters, sometimes I use small letters. Yeah, because it doesn't matter which one that you use. Okay, so my daughter Abigail was born 2006, and of course she's a female. The birth city is Accra. All right, so let me go straight to Ghana. Always make sure you pick the correct country. All right, now they're asking for my child's photo. And once again, I don't have a child's photo for this. I don't want to come and use somebody's daughter's photo and expose them. But so I'll use mine. But this is why I keep telling you guys that you need um, you need to get the photos of your children. You see, you cannot have your child without their photo. So guys, that's why I kept saying make sure you do that. And when you're adding your children, please, it doesn't matter which one that you start first, whether you start with the oldest or the youngest. Nobody cares. All right, uh, whichever one that you want to start with, then you do that. So I'm going to go to the country that the child was born. Make sure you pick what is exactly on your child's birth certificate. Okay, so the fact that I'm a Ghanaian doesn't mean that my child has to be born in Ghana. It's possible that my child was born in Nigeria. Maybe I was on a trip and my child was born there. So hopefully we are fine. If you made a mistake, then you can go back to part 1, which is the first page. And if you are you are tired and you don't want to continue the application process, or you have something you have to attend to, then you click on cancel entry, but you are going to continue. Okay, so guys, on this page, it gives you a screenshot or a preview of everything that you have put in. Now you can review all the things that you type. As somebody would say, all the nonsense that you type. Somebody was telling me that, like, all the nonsense that you type will show up here. Anyway, but all that you typed in will show up here. So here you have another opportunity to review, to make sure. Like, somebody will say, oh, I made a mistake. It's because you didn't review this part. If you had reviewed, you would have seen that mistake. Okay, so here, look, it shows everything. It shows my children, my husband. See, it says the photo was received, so that means the photo was good. If the photo wasn't good, I wouldn't get here. Then now you click on submit. All right, when you click on submit, guys, know that the whatchamacallit, that is it. There's no changing it. There's no changing it. Okay, so when you click on submit, it will say success. All right, guys, since I'm not part of the process, I'm not eligible to do this, I'm doing it as fake, I'm not going to do submit, because I don't want to maybe accidentally get selected and waste somebody's opportunity. You know, I don't want to go and, waste somebody's opportunity, so I'm not going to submit. I don't know if they will actually submit accept me or not. And here you see, if maybe your children, you look through and you see that my son's date of birth, I made a mistake, you can click here and it will take you back to part 2, where you put you can correct your child's date of birth or your spouse's date of birth. All right, so this is the whole thing, y'all. This is the whole thing. See how long it took. If it wasn't for me talking, I would have finished this long time. This is all. This is what your agent did and wants to charge you $15,000. This is what you let that agent do for you. All right, so when you get here, you click submit, and when it goes through, it will tell you success. That thing will show up there. Okay, so guys, this is all that you need to do. But like I said, I'm not going to click submit because I don't want to waste somebody's opportunity. Okay, I don't want to waste somebody's opportunity. But now I'm back. Okay, so even the website itself has even crashed again. So guys, that is all. The whole process that people are making it so complicated. This is it. This is all that you need to do. So guys, today for some reason I'm not seeing the chat window, and I'm trying to see if I'll be able to let me see if I'll be able to respond to any messages. It looks like I'm not. Like I was looking on my phone to see if I'll be able to respond to any messages. But guys, that is it. That is the whole process. If you have any confusions, guys, just go back and watch it again. Make sure you understand the thing before you start. Don't go and make mistake first, and then now you are coming to find out, oh, was I supposed to do this? You should have made sure you understood it before you went. And like I said, I will make more videos and talk about specific things. I've already made videos talking about making sure when it comes to the birthplace, your country, to avoid chargeability issues. I made a video recently and somebody has that problem. All right, watch it so that you avoid that problem. Make sure you pick your correct country where you were born. Don't go and make mistake and pick Germany if you're from Ghana. You were born in Ghana. Don't go and make mistake and pick that you were born in Liberia if you were living in Ghana and you were born in Ghana. Pick your correct country, because else if your birth certificate doesn't match where you were born, it is automatic disqualification. No explanation. They don't care whether your fingers were sticky, you didn't have any fingers, or somebody was doing for you, or whilst you were trying to select, your child just bumped into you and then you made a mistake and your hand touched another country. They will not listen. There's no excuse. Okay? So guys, I'll make more videos and explain certain things so that you will understand the entire process. But I hope that this helps you to be able to complete the application. And those of you who have been able to complete the application for the first time, congratulations. So, congratulations. Congratulations. I am so proud of you. I am so, 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 so proud of you, because this thing, it makes a lot of people nervous, and you have been able to do it for yourself the first time. There's so many people who apply for themselves for the first time and they were selected. All right, there are people who have also been applying for years, and their time will come. Okay, your time will come. You can only be selected if you apply. Me, since I didn't submit my application, how can I be selected? So you can only get a shot if you're there. And if you're there in this scenario, means if you apply. Okay? So guys, thank you so much for sticking around and watching my videos, and sticking around with this tutorial, because I really wanted to do it this way so that I can explain things better for you guys. So after this video, I'll be making a live video on my Facebook page, Wafoi TV page. I'll be making it in Chi. So the Ghanaians who want to understand, who want to know more about this, you can come on the Wafoi TV page and you can watch the live video there. But I love you, and thank you so much for being such an awesome person. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my videos. Please share with your families and friends. Follow my official page, Wafoi TV. All right. And if you have any questions, you can always email me, wafoitv@gmail.com. The same channel name. You can use that to find me on Facebook. You can use that to find me on Twitter. You can use that to find me on Instagram. All right. I love you, and I'll see you on the Facebook video. All right.